Hi, this is Nicole Smith-Woodard with Keller Williams Realty, and I wanted to follow up the initial how to protest your proposed tax value in 2018 in Tarrant County with a real live part 2, one that says, now what? You've told Tad you want to protest, and so what are the next steps? I can't for sure guarantee that this is exactly the way it's going to play out for you, but I own 2 properties in Tarrant County, and this is exactly how it played out for me. In both situations, I registered my desire to protest online. You can also do that via the mail. The protest deadline for 2018 is May 15th, so depending on when you're hearing this video, it may have already passed. Otherwise, there's still time. What happens? Well, watch your mail. This is the first package that I received from Tarrant Appraisal District. I can tell you that with this, it is the notice of when the protest hearing is. There's lots of fine print on these pages. There's also a yellow card that says, just kidding, I really don't want to protest. So just understand you aren't, just because you told them you wanted to protest doesn't mean that you're actually going to have to attend a hearing. But notice here, they tell you when the date and the time is. In general, from what I can tell, they allow 6 or 8 minutes for each hearing. So this is not some 3-week jury trial. This is literally you sitting across the table from 3 people. Everybody is armed with their own data. But I don't know about you, but that was not what I wanted to see. I did not want to actually go have a hearing. I just wanted to lower my property tax value. Well, here's the good news. A few days later, I actually got a settlement and waiver offer for the tax year 2018 where it showed what they were proposing. And then fortunately for me, a pretty substantial reduction they were offering that I could just take. I could forego the appraisal review board hearing. I could just sign this particular settlement and waiver and get moving. It shows you where they did their research, who signed off on it. All I needed to do was sign it. Now I didn't have to, but in this case, I was like, whoosh, this is exactly what I wanted to do. So I signed it, I mailed it in. I also scanned and emailed it. Just note that this does have to be received by Tarrant Appraisal District, so the more opportunities you can guarantee with that, the more likely that they will receive that and adjust your property value accordingly. But what if you don't like that offered value either? What if you get that settlement opportunity and it's still too high? Well, perfect. You just attended the formal protest hearing. They've already assigned the date and time of it. At that point, gather additional data. I'm happy to help. You go there, you present your case, and you find out immediately what that appraisal review board says in response to your protest. There are companies who will do this for you. I don't have any personal experience with these in particular, but they are the ones that have mailed me information this year, so I know they're still in business. I do recommend you do your research, and based on my own experience and hopefully yours as well, you will get a certain amount of an adjustment just by saying you want to protest. Hopefully that will happen for you. I recommend you do that on your own, potentially to save some money. And then if you still need to protest it, then at that point perhaps consider hiring one of these firms or any others. There are a bunch of them out there who do that. Once the appraisal review board has spoken and they've assigned your value for 2018, now what are your options? You can appeal it. Of course, you can accept it, you can curse it, and you can talk about it, and you can prepare for your fight again next year. I do recommend you protest it every year. Or you can sell your home and move to a lower price option or to an area where the tax rate is lower. If you own real estate in the state of Texas, you are going to pay property taxes. It makes sense that the higher priced homes have higher property values. If you don't like to pay property taxes, then one option you have is to rent a home, and then you pay 0 property taxes. But just so you know, your landlord is paying property taxes, and the rent rate is probably going to reflect their high property taxes as well. It's very difficult to escape some implication of property taxes. The other thing to consider if you really are thinking about selling your higher priced home and moving to a lower priced home, also consider that the tax rates themselves factor into your overall property tax bill each year. And those taxing entities are your county, your school district, and your city or municipality. In our area, the tax rates range from a 2.01 to well over 3, and that's a huge difference. If you take a $500,000 house, over the course of a year, that could mean as much as an extra $5,000 in property taxes each year. So there is a way to stay in the same priced home, buy and sell, but then have actual lower property taxes because the tax rates are actually lower. Just something for you to consider. Please do email me with your results. I sincerely appreciate the opportunity to help you and your family save money. And for this and any other information, feel free to follow me on my business Facebook page or go to my website at fantasticdfwhomes.com, where my blogs are updated regularly. You'll get monthly market updates as well as great information about anything and all things real estate. Thanks so much for tuning in.